Now, into the ticket office of Disneyland.
Oh boy, let's do this. Don't think the CIA is going to be trying to hack your second-gen iPod.
I didn't think so. There might have been a lot of illegal music on there. I wouldn't doubt it. But, I mean...
Pull it out of your pants, and there you go. You're playing.
Switch on and switch off. Oh, sorry. I'll go back to my hole.
iTunes is a constant source of embarrassment.
I'm just so used to barfing right now.
I really don't see Apple ever doing that. I am Adela.
I can't do it anymore without laughing. I was going to do the whole thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Calling All Platforms podcast. I am your host, Wes, and I'm actually here only with my right-hand man, Landon.
Hello.
Caleb is not with us. He's on some family, vacation, something. Who knows? He's just not here.
Yeah, he ran away.
I mean, he ran away. He got tired of this. But don't worry, we're here to pick up the slack. Actually, I did not look up any Apple news, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I didn't hear about anything major happening, so I think we're okay.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, I'm assuming if something was very precedent, we'd be like, all right, we got to talk about this.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of Slack,
Uh-huh.
Amazon and Slack now have a pretty big partnership. This past week, it talked that there's a partnership between those two, that Slack will be starting to use AWS and will be using Amazon's Chime SDK, which is basically they'll be using their audio and video services to help basically be competition against Teams and Zoom, I guess.
Well, so Slack has always had video and like calling capabilities and whatnot. I think I look at this and I think more of they're just starting to use Amazon Web Services because it's probably better than what they were using. And there's probably more and more companies, since there's so many people working from home, that are starting to use things like Teams and Slack, that, there's more people using it. So they need that, better web services, thing to help maintain the load that's coming to their app. So that, I guess, I don't know what they used before for their video calling and whatnot, but I'm guessing this Chime stuff might be a little better, maybe, or maybe that's just part of the deal. It's like, hey, if you're going to use AWS, you're going to use this as well. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure it also includes like all the other services for like storage, compute, database, security, analytics,
right,
and probably their machine learning too. So it probably all just comes in this bundle. And obviously they are a competitor to Microsoft in one of the things, so they probably didn't want to really go and partner with them. Right.
Although that would be funny if they used Microsoft's web services for this, and that like. Let's just put them right together and see who actually is doing better.
Well, and that's not uncommon. Sony is now using Microsoft Azure for their stuff, so
yeah,
it's not uncommon. But I guess for me, we use Slack more as just kind of chatting, not really any of the video services or anything. But to me, this helps with competition for Microsoft, and so now Microsoft would be like, oh, Amazon's got all this stuff for this, we need to start making Teams the same or better.
Right.
So now that there's competition, guess what? Maybe it'll get better. Maybe Caleb will finally go to Teams. I doubt it, but
yeah, it's doubtful. He's using it with work, I guess, but so he'll be the one. He'll be the one that really knows if it gets any better or not.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and let's move on. So about 2 weeks ago, Microsoft had an event called Build. And Build is usually an event for any kind of developer or anything. There was quite a few different things that they had brought out. Like, for example, they were going to do 5G on the HoloLens, a couple little things to just update a few things. But the one big thing I did want to talk about that on this show we talked about a lot, or we've talked about UWP. That's the Universal Windows app.
Yes.
Or Universal Windows platform. Sorry, not app. and they are now unifying UWP and Win32. So instead of them being separate, it will just you'll be able to create for Win32 and then use all the different things for UWP. So you can just go now, because that was one of the bigger things. It was two separate platforms that were either built for one or the other. They didn't talk very well together, but this is now unifying it, so all your apps can now move forward.
I look at this and I think, okay, Microsoft is trying to get more people to put their apps in the Windows Store, and this is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, bingo.
I mean, if you look at what Microsoft has done for the past few years when it comes to what they've done for developers developing for Windows, they're trying to make things as easy as possible. Like,
yes,
with getting either apps more usable on Windows or into the Windows Store. And this is just another step for that. It makes it so any of your Win32 apps that are traditional download from the internet, install, and all that crap, makes it easier to just put it in the Windows Store, and then you can put a link on your website. Hey, are you on Windows? Here you go. Boom.
Yep.
Works. And it'll be easier for the user. It'll be a better experience, easier to get updates out, just better in general, as long as people start using that rather than still downloading it from the browser.
Yeah. And so overall, this should be a good thing for developers and end users. So that was the main thing I wanted to touch on, Bill. There was more to it. If you are interested in that, you can definitely look it up on Microsoft's website, or obviously any place that you get news and information for your tech. They'll probably have some sort of wrap-up of build for the year that you can definitely take a look at. So, all right, moving forward, the new Edge is now rolling out on Windows Update. So before, dear listener, if you wanted to try the new Edge out, you would just have to actually download it yourself. They are now including this update to just be in the Windows Update itself. So if you haven't, just be expecting that Edge is getting a new update. And if you do use Edge, you may not notice the big difference, other than you get a lot of your Chrome extensions to it. It does, like I said, I don't use a lot of extensions. I don't use, my extensions is like LastPass and Microsoft Rewards. And so I don't usually have problems. But one thing that's really nice is it still isn't a hog on system resources like Chrome is. So
right.
That is one thing that's nice.
Yeah.
So if that's something you guys want to look into, I would suggest it. It's pretty good. I use Edge quite a bit. And it's been less times that I've had to go into a website and they're like, hey, you're not using Chrome. You need to use Chrome for this. Yeah. So
well, now
nice.
With Edge being based off the Chromium browser,
yeah,
it makes sense that anything that's developed for Chrome should work well, or at least be easy to transfer over to working with Edge.
Yeah. Oh, and side note too on this, if you do the update, be prepared that this is the update, that you can't uninstall it. Like, this is, as soon as you do, you can't have the old Edge back, which I don't know why you would, but okay.
Let's go to a more inferior version of this software.
Right. So, all right, let's kind of continue forward. We're going to talk a little bit about family settings. So, Microsoft has the thing set up to where for any kind of their services, you can have a family being together. They actually just recently came out with a Microsoft, they're calling it the Xbox Family Setting app, but this is the full family setting. So, like, for example, if you have a Microsoft 365 subscription and you're the main person and you have children or wife, or say you have roommates even, you can set up their email to benefit from the services. So they call that a family. And within this, you can also say if they're a child or if they're an adult, and then you can control the child's viewing times on a computer, on an Xbox, anything Microsoft that you have. So if you have a Microsoft launcher on a Android device like a tablet, You can view location, you can add time, take away time, things like that through this app, which is pretty cool. I have messed with it a little bit. It is definitely in preview because it does, dear listener, drain your battery quite a bit. For some reason, when it tries to find your location, it drains that battery like well.
Interesting.
So, if you want to try it out, cool. If not, you can. I actually uninstalled it because normally I can go all day with my battery being just fine, and usually I end up at like 20% at the end of the day with normal usage. It died at half the day.
Ooh.
So the only thing I had changed was having this location on this app. And when I don't have the location on, it will have a constant notification telling me, hey, you need to turn on location so this app will function properly. And that was annoying. So I was like, uninstall.
Yeah.
But, dear listener, this is coming, which is good because what was kind of annoying, it's not as friendly to when you have this family setting and you're trying to change any kind of, say, add time to, say, the Xbox or add time to an app or something. It's not as friendly to do that. Say, using Android's Family Link, I believe is what it is called, to add time or do something for your child's devices. So this is coming. It's great. I'm excited it's coming, but it's definitely in preview. So warning on that one. So yeah, so that's what those are the things I wanted to talk about. I do have a little bit of gaming news, but we'll get onto that later in the show. I'm going to go ahead and pass things over to Landon. He's going to give us some news over there on his side of things.
All right. Speaking of things that are in preview.
Hey!
Yeah. So, this past week was supposed to be the Android 11 beta launch show. Supposed to happen on July 3rd. But because the world is the way it is, Google has decided to postpone that. And so we do not have that Android 11 beta available yet. Although, interestingly enough, some people have reported on their Pixel devices getting the beta update. Now, I'm imagining this is probably people that are in the developer preview already. And now it's not a lot. There's only been like a handful of people that have reported to different tech sites saying that they've gotten this beta update. So most people, even on the preview, are not getting it. But a few people have for some weird reason. So it's interesting. I am planning on putting it on my phone when it's available. But again, Google has postponed this event. For now, they haven't put out a new date yet, so we will just have to wait and see what they say.
Gotcha. Is there any kind of feature that you're excited for on this one, or anything you're wanting to try out?
Hopefully screen recording.
That is a big one.
That's one of those that has been there in previous previews and betas and then is gone, but so we'll look to see if it shows up on a final build or not. And that's it. These beta previews are going to be basically final builds. They will have all of the APIs and SDKs for developers to use so they can get their apps ready for when Android 11 is officially released at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, off the top of my head, there's nothing major that I'm like super looking forward to, but I'm going to try all the new little things. So
yeah, and it's fun to do that. Try them. You really like doing that. I know when I let you borrow my other Pixel, you were putting stuff on there, just trying things out. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
I get it. Hey, can I have a side note? Actually, something really funny that actually does preview stuff. You just reminded me. So do you remember when I want to say I did talk about this on the show? Do you remember when I was telling you about Xfinity and not going to Microsoft, meaning me being able to access Microsoft stuff? I figured out what it was.
Yeah.
After a long thing, it was actually Microsoft's side. So I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, what have I done that's changed? Like I tried getting a hold of Microsoft trying to get this going. I was like, what has changed? And I was like, you know what? My Xbox is in the preview program.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I wonder. So I went on uninstalled the preview program, told it I don't want the preview on this anymore, did that. A day later, I haven't had any problems. So they were pinging themselves with their machine and thinking I was trying to do something wrong.
That is so interesting.
So they were blocking me. Yeah.
Huh.
So I wanted to kind of clear that up, actually. But I thought that you said preview program, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, dear listener, be careful of this.
That is
that
so
can happen.
Funny.
It is.
It's what's even more interesting is that like it was on your Xbox, but it affected everything.
Everything on my IP.
That is so interesting. Network. So I'm wondering if it's a common. If it may have been an Xfinity issue because they look at a preview build and they think, oh, this is not going to be secure as secure. And then because it was the IP, instead of it just being that device, because if I would think if it was on Microsoft's end, it would have been more device specific. But where once you connected to the IP on any device, all of the Microsoft stuff. So what I'm thinking, I mean, it may have been something along the lines of with Microsoft as well, but because it's a preview build and there's tends to be bugs and who knows what else going on with those, Xfinity saw that and be like, whoa, red flag, and just blocked anything Microsoft for your IP.
And that's possible. But I did talk to them, and they watched me like try and do stuff, and they're like, everything's good on our end. Like, we haven't flagged anything. There's nothing.
Yeah,
I know, but I was just like, I wonder. And so, yeah, I uninstalled it, did a refresh install on the Xbox. I'm like, hey, I'm just make this the standard public version. Day after, no problems. I can access everything. I was like, no freaking way. So I wanted to do an update on that. You just reminded me of that. So sorry for the side tangent, but I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's interesting. You should maybe like email Microsoft and be like, hey, by the way, this happens. Or maybe email like someone at Comcast and be like, just this is what it was. Or I don't know.
They have a feedback. They call it the feedback hub on there. And I did. I was like, so this version.
By the way,
this
heck,
version.
You could maybe even email like Paul Thurrott or one of those, a Windows reporter and be like, hey, by the way, anybody out there that's on this, have you had this issue as well?
I wonder. No, it was just funny. Like, because I sat there and thought, I'm like, okay, what is different? What would have made my IP not like Microsoft? And I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't spam Microsoft stuff. I'm not like anything. And then I start thinking, I'm like, am I on some sort of, like, am I sending some data to them that they're not liking? And then I was like, wait, I recently joined my Xbox updated to the new preview program. And I'm like, really? So I was just like, I wonder. And then, day later, I'm better now.
That's so crazy.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought you guys would like an update. So anyway,
that's good to hear.
Continue.
Yeah. All right, moving on to some general tech news. Something that should have happened, or rather, I guess this product shouldn't have been a thing anyways, but Amazon is discontinuing the Echo Look finally. Now, listener, if you happen to not know what the Echo Look is, that's a good thing, because this is a product that should never have been announced or put for sale or anything. What it is, it's an Echo device, so it's got Alexa built in, that is meant to be basically in your room or closet, because it's a camera that when you ask it, it will give you styling tips. So basically, you put on an outfit, you stand in front of this thing and you say, hey, how do I look, or something along those lines, and it will give you its opinion. I don't know exactly how it works. Basically, it'll give you styling tips and be able to place product in front of you that you may like based on what you normally wear, is what it was basically supposed to do. But just think about this for a second. This is Amazon with a camera meant to be in your bedroom. I mean, I remember when this was announced, I want to say we talked about this, and I remember thinking, this is a really stupid product.
Okay, I want to put a pause. People were okay with this thing. I want you to remember the Xbox One event when they said the Kinect was going in with the Xbox and people freaked out. Now look at where we are today, and people are like, oh, yeah, I could see that. Are you kidding me?
Well, most tech people were not okay with this, from what I remember.
Right.
I mean, it didn't get as big of news, I think, as that did, because I don't think once Amazon got reviews and stuff and feedback back from the tech people, I think they realized, okay, maybe we shouldn't promote this as much as the rest of our Echo devices, because I've never seen a promotion for this device particularly. So
I want to say it was the last time that we talked about it, when we talked about it announced, was the last time I heard anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how it is with me, too. I mean, this was launched, when was it? 2017, 2018? It was a while back.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised. Like, that's when I saw this article. I'm like, wait, that's still a thing? What? This should have been discontinued before it was launched. I mean,
right.
But anyways, so
bad.
It will be officially discontinued in July sometime, along with the corresponding app that goes along with it. So, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, another bit of general tech news that I wanted to mention. So, listener, I don't know if you've heard of this company called Mobvoi, Mobvoi. They make different accessories for, like, different tech accessories like headphones, and they have a smartwatch and different things like that. But they've come out with the TicPods ANC. So these are some wireless earbuds. They've had I believe that these are the third iteration of the TicPods. So, but these are the first ones that have active noise cancellation built in, which is nice. They also have Bluetooth 5 built in, which is also nice, which allows for better range, obviously, less or lower latency on the sound for video and whatnot. From what I've read on these, people are saying they're going to average around 5 hours of battery life per earbud, which isn't great, but it's about on par with most wireless earbuds. Another upgrade for these ones over the previous generations is that you can use one earbud at a time, whereas before you could use just the master earbud by itself or use both of them at the same time. You couldn't use... So if your phone would connect to the right earbud, you cannot use just the left earbud by itself. These ones you can use each one individually, which is nice. They also, the wireless case, or the charging case, can charge via USB-C.
Very nice.
And with the case will give you about 15 hours of battery life for these earbuds. Now, you may be thinking, well, these aren't great specs other than the active noise cancellation, so what's the price? $99. Now, think about this. We've talked about other earbuds recently and in the past, like the Galaxy Buds, Galaxy Buds Plus, the new Pixel Buds 2, and Microsoft's most recent, Surface Buds. And those are like, so the Galaxy Buds are around $130, Galaxy Buds Plus are around $150, the Pixel Buds are $180, the Surface Buds are also $180, or are they $200?
$200?
Yeah. None of these, and also the AirPods, the regular AirPods are $150 without the wireless charging case, $180 with it.
Right.
None of these earbuds have active noise cancellation. And they all cost more than these TicPods. So that's impressive. I mean, some of the other specs aren't quite as good as these other earbuds we're talking about. Like the batteries maybe a little lower. Doesn't have wireless charging on the case as far as I know, but you're paying $100 and you get active noise cancellation. That's pretty freaking cool.
I agree.
And and USB-C charging and Bluetooth 5.
5, Bluetooth 5. That is huge, actually.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them have that Bluetooth 5.
Well, all of the ones that we've talked about do have Bluetooth 5.
Well, ones you can get today, like other than obviously the higher end, but I'm talking like if you're wanting something cheaper, it's usually just that 4. But
oh yeah, I mean anything under $100, you're not getting Bluetooth 5, and even some under 150. You know, if they're a year old or more, you're not getting Bluetooth 5.
That was my point. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean for $100, you're getting Bluetooth 5, active noise cancellation, USB-C, and that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yes, it is. That's a good deal. If you're looking for a budget decent pair of headphones or buds, there you go.
I mean, previously the only earbuds like that have active noise cancellation like that are the AirPods Pro, and they're $250.
Ugh.
And I think Sony may have just come out with some, and they're in that same $200+ price range.
Yep.
So, I mean, I've heard really good things about other Mobvoi products, like their TicWatches are pretty good. I heard good reviews about the TicPods Pro or TicPods 2 that came out last year. So I would imagine these are decent. They may not have the best sound quality out there, but I mean, they're earbuds. They're not going to be quite as good as if you get over-ear headphones or, something like that. But for $100, why not?
Yeah, that is not bad. I guess if you're looking for a budgeted premium experience, not bad.
Yeah, and I mean, these also, they have the silicone tips on them, so you can have 3 different listening modes is what they're saying. So the ANC, and then also just the sound isolation with the silicone tips, so nothing turned on, and then also pass-through audio, so you can hear more of what's going on around you. They have microphones on them that'll kind of push that noise through. And all the other earbuds we've talked about have that as well. I've used that feature a few times with my Galaxy Buds. It's interesting, to say the least, and it works. I mean, you can hear, it does make things so you can hear them better around you, which is kind of nice if you're having a conversation. You don't have to take the earbuds out. You just turn on that, and you can hear a little better. So, but it has all those same modes as well. So, I mean, $100 for all that, that's a good deal, I think, in my opinion. Especially, I mean, $100 just for the active noise cancellation. That's a good deal. So,
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. But that is all of my tech news for this week.
Awesome. Well, that's actually pretty darn good news.
Yeah.
And, dear listener, as we slide into gaming news here, we did want to mention that there was probably going to be a lot more gaming news than what we probably have, just that because of the world and what's happening, a lot of the gaming companies and gaming places have actually postponed a lot of their events or releases because of the world. And so, obviously, everyone knows what's happening. We're not going to really talk about it, but we do have some news we do want to mention and talk about. They may be a little bit older, maybe a week old, but we want to talk about it, well, since we weren't here last week. So let's go ahead and let's move forward into some gaming news. Landon, you've got some gaming news. Why don't you go ahead and give it to us?
Oh, yeah. Landon's gaming news. All right. Okay. So, I have some Stadia news, because that's generally what I talk about when it comes to this stuff. On the most recent Stadia update, there were some references that people found to free trials, demos, and free weekends.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So basically, now, I mean, this is all very self-explanatory for the most part. I mean, free trials and demos, that's kind of like if you want to try a game before you officially buy it, that gives you the opportunity to play an hour, however much of gameplay, a couple levels or something like that, Yeah. And then you can make that decision. Do you actually like the game? Yeah. Okay, I'll buy it. No, then I won't, Free weekends, that's interesting. It's like, are they going to make it so, okay, on this upcoming weekend, Assassin's Creed is going to be, you can play it for free, or, Doom is going to be playable for free, different games. Like, I don't know how exactly that's going to work. I would imagine something like that, where it's like, okay, this weekend it's going to be this game, you can all play for free, and then after that, if you haven't purchased it, you can go ahead and purchase it, or maybe they'll provide like discounts. Like if you participated in this weekend event, you get like 10% off the game or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
It is. That's kind of cool that they are doing that. I know that's a big thing on PlayStation as well as Xbox. They'll do like Overwatch is free this weekend. Hop in, or Gears free. It's a free weekend, but also double XP or something. And then they'll do a deal like that, and then obviously they'll have like a certain bundle of the game that they're like, oh, by the way, this is on sale. So, and that's actually really good that Stadia's doing that. That definitely would definitely help them.
Yeah. Now, from what I saw, I don't think anybody knows if this applies to only Stadia Pro subscribers or if it will be part of the free tier as well. It would make more sense to me that it would be for the Pro, but I think it could potentially be more beneficial if it was available to everyone, because, I mean, the target market, I would imagine, for something like this would be for that free tier, because obviously they're there because they're using the free tier because they don't want to spend a ton of money yet. But you get them involved. You say you get a free weekend of Stadia Pro, or a free weekend of a Pro version, or a game that's only on the Pro version. You get involved, and you're like, oh, this game actually is worth it. This game is fun. Maybe I'll upgrade to the Pro and then buy the game, or upgrade to the Pro and the game is included with the Pro. I don't know. So I could see it being beneficial if they do it for the free tier, but I would not be surprised if this was only for the Pro tier of Stadia.
I'll have to see if on Microsoft side of things, whenever I've seen those free weekends, it just says free weekend. So I'll have to see if you don't have Xbox Live Gold, if you can actually do it, because Xbox Live Gold is the subscription that gives you the access to play multiplayer.
Right.
So I don't know. I'd have to see and see if that's something, because I've just always had some form of the subscription, so I've never worried about it.
Right.
So that would be interesting, though, because you talking about that makes me think if they were to do that and be like, hey, even if you don't have gold, here's the free weekend. I mean, that would entice somebody to buy Game Pass Ultimate if it's a Game Pass game, and they're like, here, you'll get the game and the multiplayer. Game Pass Ultimate for $1.
Exactly. I mean, that's why I think that would be a good idea, because you look at that and you think, hey, this is a game that's available to the Pro users. It's one you can buy if you're a free subscriber, but it's already there if you're a Pro subscriber.
Yeah.
So giving that game to them to play for a weekend for free, it entices them to be like, oh, maybe I do want to look into this a little more. Maybe I do want to spend the couple bucks a month to get the Pro version. I mean,
that's interesting.
I think that would be smart, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if it was only for those Pro subscribers that are already spending money, and it's just going to be games that they can get at a discounted price or something like that. I
don't know. I'd have to look, because I know there's times that they say that like Overwatch is free, and Overwatch is definitely not a Xbox studio. That's Blizzard Entertainment, Activision.
Right.
And I'd have to see but to play Overwatch on the Xbox, you have to have Xbox Live, because it's a multiplayer only game. So, but I wonder, I'll have to research that and follow up on that, and just kind of, because I mean, I don't know. I guess it entices both ways, because it's like, say you are Stadia Pro, but this game you're not sure if you're going to buy it, but you can try it for free. Cool. Boom. That's an upgrade there. Or even if you don't, if you're not doing the free version, I mean, it's a win-win. So makes sense, but who knows?
I mean, I would imagine the free trials and demos of games will be available to everyone. It's just these free weekends that is the question to me. And also I could see it being a way of Stadia trying to help out developers, because you said like Overwatch, they do events like this often, and it's them. It's not Xbox. It's not PC. It's just Overwatch doing this, and so I could see games or developers that are either already have games on Stadia or want to put their games on Stadia that want to provide something like this when they do these events elsewhere, so they can do it. If you play the game, no matter where, here's this event, ready, go. So I could see Stadia doing it for that, which would depend. I guess that wouldn't necessarily depend on what tier of Stadia you were playing. It's just a matter of if you have the game or not, you know?
Yep.
So, I mean, obviously it's nothing official yet. It's just people have found wordings inside of this new update to reference these things. So later down the road, I mean, this may be something that's announced, you know, along with other things that are announced that would have been around E3.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Or Stadia could just have their own event here pretty soon. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see.
True.
Now, I have another piece of gaming news. Listener.
What?
I know. Two things. It's amazing.
Who needs Caleb anymore, right?
Well,
we've got Landon.
Sure. Anyways, so a couple weeks ago, listener, we mentioned how Epic Games was pulling their head out of their butt and putting Fortnite on, or not Fortnite. What's their game? Is it Fortnite?
Yeah, Fortnite's on one of theirs.
Fortnite putting it on in the Play Store and not just downloading it, you know, like from a browser and sketchiness and whatnot.
Yes.
Now, apparently, I want to say I vaguely remember this happening, but a few years ago, the CEO of Epic Games mentioned that they were working on bringing the Epic Games Store to Android, and then it just never happened. And it never happened. And then Fortnite happened, and everyone was like, well, that's definitely not going to happen now because Epic obviously doesn't care about that. But then Fortnite happened where they did put it in the Play Store, and they're like, well, maybe this will happen. In an interview recently, I believe his name's Tim Sweeney, the CEO of Epic Games, he was asked about this, and he did say that they are still planning on bringing the Epic Games Store to Android at some time. They did not mention when or give a time frame of when that may happen, but he did say that it is still in the plans. So what this means exactly, I'm not sure. If it's going to be like they're putting the games inside of the Play Store in a way, or if it's just going to be, yeah, I mean, or if it's going to be one of those, you download our store from our website and it's like it's like a third party store and it's still not super kosher, but I don't know.
I wonder if it's something like how Xbox is, like if you have your social stuff from Xbox on there, you can do it. Or if you're like, oh, I like this game, you can hit download from the app, and it's like, and then you can choose which Xbox or PC that you want to download it to.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. But apparently, this is still part of their plans to bring the Epic Games Store to Android at some point in time.
Yeah, sounds like they're playing nice.
At least kind of.
At least kind of. Well, cool. That's actually pretty good news for people that are on that Epic Game Store. So,
yeah,
hooray! Well, is that everything?
That is all
for you. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the new Xbox Series X. One thing that was revealed about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. So they talked a little bit about the Xbox Series X backwards compatibility. Now, I think this is actually really, really cool of what they are actually doing. So they're opening up the Xbox Series X so that all games can run at peak performance. So what that means is they're opening it up so that the games can either A, run natively if you want it to just be what it looked like on even the original Xbox, if you will, or you can actually have it run full power of the CPU, GPU, and the SSD of the platform. So this means that, say, a game that was original 20 years ago, a game that was made for that's only 30 frames, and you can only get up to maybe 720p. This is going to open it up to where you can, use the technology to where you can actually have your games up to 4K. You can have them go from like 30 frames a second to 60 to 120 frames a second without losing resolution. And you can take advantage of the new quick resume feature that they're talking about for developers. So they're just bringing all the games that they've already done their backwards compatibility, bringing them all the way to the Series X, but also giving the option to expand on that and update their game so it can be 4K, it can be a higher resolution, it can use all these features that it can offer, which is actually really cool. I really like this option because then it can also extend on multiplayer and add more servers for that. Can really bring life to a game. There's been many times. So what backwards compatibility is, dear listener, on the Xbox One? It's just an Xbox 360 emulator that they've put on there. So when you go to a Xbox 360 title, you're kind of just bringing up a little virtual machine, if you will, an emulator that plays these games. That, yeah, some of them kind of updated. They had to update certain things so it'll run on the, in quotations, emulator. But this is actually saying, hey, this will be the game running on the actual system, using the system resources, which I think is just amazing. Like, that is really cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Star Wars. So one thing, and now this is don't quote me on this. This is just me thinking, and I think this would be so cool. The Battlefront games, the old ones that everyone loves. I loved those games. Those were so fun. But right now you can only play single player on those, and they're on emulators. How cool would it be if they were like, hey, we just added a server for this. You can now play on this on multiplayer, do all these missions, and do this on 20-year-old games. How cool is that?
That would be awesome. And that way you also get better performance too.
Right, because you're not going through an emulator. You're not faking this. It's actually going to run on the main system. It's going to use the resources. It's going to be like, hey, here you go. It's the full game. And it's not like here, click this switch and you get a little bit of performance or this or that. No, it's going to run everything on that system. And I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive to hear. Like I said, because I've played a couple of games on the Xbox One, playing like a 360 game, and it's basically emulating a 360 is what it is, and you can tell. And so some features aren't available to use that normally would be, say like sort of screen capturing or recording. Some things are just a little more finicky or trying to figure out how to work it to make it work. But this is just, oh yeah, here's the game, and it's raw system. So I think it's pretty cool. I really like that aspect. Now, dear listener, if you are a PC Master Race user, which is like Caleb, he's probably like, yeah, we have this already.
I was waiting. I was going to mention, like, this just is just making it more proof that this is just a PC inside of a console box.
Yes. I mean, yes, that's what it is. A dear PC Master Race, Caleb. Yes.
Also, more proof that the Xbox truly does run Windows 10.
Right. It's a Windows machine.
That's basically. I mean, Xboxes in the past, yes, they've ran Windows in the background, but it's been nothing. I mean, it's very
augmented
version of Windows, whereas this is just Windows 10 in game mode, basically.
Yes.
And that makes it easier for them to do things like this and also have better hardware. It's like Caleb and we've all been saying this whole time, this is a PC in a console box.
And that's what it, and I'm so, someone that plays on both PC as well as this, I'm so excited for these things because it's now just like, they're limiting the restrictions, if you will, that a console has. I mean, it's just getting to the point where it's like, here, now you can just play.
Yeah.
Like, oh, your friends over on that other whatever tablet or machine, it's okay. They can just join you. Like, crossplay. I love it.
I mean, it's only going to be a matter of time to where it's like, okay, this is a PC game. Well, you can download it on your Xbox, or you can download it on your PlayStation. That's just going to be how it is eventually.
Yep.
It's not going to be. It's.
Okay,
I mean, it's going to be one of those things. It's like developers basically have to develop a game, and it'll work everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas right now they have to develop it for PC, they have to develop it for Xbox, they have to develop it for PlayStation, and it's. I mean, they're all very similar. It's not that difficult, but
it's a different way. It's a different operating system.
Yeah. Like, it's going to, well, okay, maybe they don't have to develop one game. They probably have to develop two because PlayStation's just going to do their own thing, and it's just the way it is. But Xbox and PC are just slow. That distance that separates those two is just slowly getting smaller and smaller, and they're just, eventually I see this getting to the point it's like, well, there you go. It just works. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, that it just makes it easier for everyone to play whatever they want on whatever they want.
Like, there's a lot of times I've actually been asked this question, and people are like, well, okay, with this new generation coming out, they're like, I have a decent PC. Should I buy the Xbox, the new series and everything? And I'm like, well, the way that I approach it is like, okay, the best thing about a console is when you buy a game, it will just work.
Yeah.
It will work for that. The thing you've got to look for a PC is when you buy a newer game, whether it's a driver, whether it's, your old graphics card processor may not run into this. You have to, as a PC, you're probably going to be spending more money on hardware trying to keep it updated. Not a lot. I mean, not a lot by all means. My last PC I had for 7 years. So, I mean, but that's the big difference. So do you want to just be able to turn it on and it's installed and you can just play, or you may have some issues this way or that, but most cases it's not as drastic as that. But I'm like, those are the differences. I mean, if you've already spent a decent amount on a PC, just stay on PC.
Right.
Like,
and I mean, that's why, I mean, the console and PC gaming division is never going to go away because of this. I mean, people like us that look into these details like this are gonna see this and be like, yeah, they're the same thing basically. But for the average consumer that doesn't care about all these little details, they're just gonna see, okay, do I want a console or do I want a computer? And they're gonna choose between those two. And they're also not the ones that, if they're buying a computer to play PC games, they're not building a computer. They're buying a gaming laptop or something like that that's already basically the console, just in a laptop form. Or they're buying the console because it's a console and they know that's for gaming, Yep. So even though they're basically going to be the same machine, there's still a market for both devices because the average consumer doesn't care. Right. They just want what they're used to. If they want to play on a keyboard, they'll buy the computer. If they want to play with a controller, they'll buy the console.
Well, it is getting this next generation, though. It is getting to where you can do either or on either or.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's thinning the line.
Yeah. Like, again, the average consumer, they know these two things for what they are. And yes, they probably know you can play the same games on either one. It's just a matter of what they're more familiar with, what they want to use, and what they want to spend, I guess, too. Because you could, like, if the normal person's going to look at a gaming PC and be like, "Oh, that's a lot of money. Why am I spending $1,500 on a laptop when I can buy an Xbox for $500 or $300 or whatever the sale is that day?" So,
and that is true. It's also money.
Yeah,
that is a big fact in it because an Xbox, you just need a controller, the Xbox, and a TV.
Yep.
To where, like, computer, you got a couple other peripherals and things you may have to get, but I mean, this is pretty cool. I'm really excited. Obviously, there's going to be more things coming down the road. We were supposed to have, like I said, Sony was supposed to come out with PlayStation stuff and things, but obviously the world happened. But I'm assuming next week or the week after, we're going to start seeing whether it was leaks or actually start seeing announcements or things. So we'll be getting more of the gaming information, obviously, because as we're getting close to the holiday season when these are announced, they're going to want to make sure that all these things are happening. So
yeah.
Exciting. So I think that's actually about it that for the news that we wanted to talk about. So unless you had anything else, Landon.
Nope.
Okay, well, dear listener, thank you again for listening to us today. Sorry that we were actually out for about 2 weeks. We just had some family things happening, whether it was vacations or just needed some time off. That's kind of what happened. But thank you for listening to us today. Have anything you want us to talk about on tech or anything we're doing, go ahead and you can get a hold of us on our social media platforms as well as our website at callingallplatforms.com. Dear listener, have a good week.
See ya.
Calling All Platforms is a production of Supporter Sound Studios. To learn more about how you can support the podcast, go to www.patreon.com/callingallplatforms.